Actually, it got us about 6 months to leave Cape Town, go all the way down and back. But they are the most enthusiastic team. I want to thank all of you for what you have done. It really has been marvelous to work with a team like yourself. Johan Ekstein is not in this room, but Johan was an early visionary in helping us to roll out SANEM. Another very important partner, and they have been given an opportunity to speak today, is Tenet. Tenet is really, together with SANRAN, we collectively form the South African NRAN. Tenet has been in the game of providing connectivity to the universities in this country almost from the beginning. There was first Uninet, which started in somebody's garage in Grahamstown, and in those days we struggled even to send a 3-word email to the US. We've come a long way since then. And Tenet took on the responsibility of acquiring connectivities from the telcos. And as we go forward, we certainly are hoping, and we're working towards a situation where the two organizations come together even more closely. So thank you very much, Duncan, and to your team. I see the other Duncan over there. Thank you very much indeed. In fact, I need to thank everybody here for what you have done towards the rolling out of SANRAN. Just a few comments in closing about where we go from here. As I said earlier, it's not about the infrastructure in the ground, but it's what we can do with it. It's now over to the community, to the IT directors, and to the university managements and the researchers. We were at a conference the other day where Bruce and Duncan and I made a presentation, and somebody in the audience said, "You've rolled all of this out, but what's it done to my life?" And I was very interesting to notice the look on the faces of Duncan and Bruce, and I'm sure my own, when this particular individual said, "What's it going to do for me?" I think that's going to be our next challenge. We're going to have to get there. I was at an important EU strategic planning session about 3 weeks ago in Poland. And somebody from one of the EU countries made a presentation, and they were talking about these big EU projects. And one of their big projects is data. As people have alluded to, the big challenge in the world today is data. Somebody made a presentation, and on that presentation, I would have shown it to you, and I had slides. They spoke about this research project, about this paleontological discovery in southern Africa, Australopithecus sediba child. And they gave this 3D picture, which had been scanned at a European laboratory and shown. Now the only thing is, and it made me very annoyed at that conference, and when I gave my presentation I actually made a comment about it. The researcher who had done the work was Lee Berger, who used to work for me in my Wits days. Lee Berger is a paleoanthropologist, and he digs up bones all around the country. The work that Lee did has appeared on the front page of Science. The Europeans are claiming credit for it. I want to see us move towards a situation where that sort of thing reflects the work of scientists in this country, and that the credit does not only go to what happens in other parts of the world. At one of the meetings that we were at last week, there were a whole number of meetings about research infrastructures around the world. A presentation was made by Professor John Wood, who chaired the working group that recently produced a keynote document for the EU called Riding the Wave, about data and the challenges that the data tsunami has to face the world. And John was making a presentation. He had, just a few years before, been the executive director of the Rutherford Appleton